Today is September the 3rd, 2024. We're reading this week about Peter, the Apostle Peter, that great man of God that sometimes spoke too quick and acted too harshly. Week 36 of this year, and Jay Lockhart is the author this week. All of his lessons begins with these two first words, the three. Yesterday was the three calls. Today is the three friends. Very interesting lesson today. Today's scripture, Luke 14, verse 1, and then verses 12 through 14. Here's what he writes. From his disciples, Jesus chose 12 and called them apostles, or ones sent. Luke chapter 6 and verse 13. These apostles would be almost constant companions of Jesus over the next 3 years as he prepared them for the task of taking the gospel to the world. Obviously, Jesus was close to these men and called them friends. John 15 and verse 14. However, Jesus was closer to 3 of the apostles than he was to the others, and they became his inner circle of special friends. There are 3 events in the ministry of Jesus that especially emphasize his special relationship with Peter, James, and John. The first one is the healing of Jairus' daughter in Mark chapter 5. Next, the second one is the mountain of transfiguration in Mark chapter 9, verse 2 and 3. And the third one is the Garden of Gethsemane, Mark chapter 14. We see Jesus and Peter, James, and John, especially in these readings. Jesus had special friends. In addition to Peter, James, and John, there were others such as Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. And if I understand correctly, I believe there was like 7 women in Jesus' life that ministered to him at different times and different needs. But it should be remembered, he says, that Jesus loved and wanted to be the friend of all people. Even now, you and I are his friends if we obey him. If we believe Jesus and trust him and obey him, does what he says, John chapter 15 and verse 14, we're his friends. But the fact remains that Jesus did have special friends. You may have special friends, he writes. In living the Christian life, you and I will have special friends and feel closer to some in our church family than we do others. You know, that's just natural. We understand that. We will be with these people more than we're with others. We have more in common with some than we do others. And we enjoy their company in a special way, and that's okay, he writes. Don't forget, he writes, don't forget to enlarge your circle of friends. And that's so important. Don't forget to enlarge your circle of friends. When you're planning a get-together with your friends, seek out someone in your congregation who may be lonely, forgotten, or not feeling like they belong, and include them. Make sure you include them. Everybody will be blessed because this is the right thing to do, he writes. Today, he concludes, today I will pray that the Lord will give us eyes to see those who need us and to include them in our circle. Boy, aren't you glad that Jesus chose us from the beginning of the world? He chose before the beginning of the world. He chose that would love him, that we would be his special people, his peculiar people, a people of his own possession, the Apostle Peter writes. I'm glad he chose us, so let's make sure that we choose others so Jesus can choose them too, or they can choose Jesus. Hope you have a good day. Remember all those that's not doing well, not feeling well. Remember Sherry McCutcheon. Remember Barbara Dillon. Remember and Kevin and Richard, their son and grandson and daughter-in-law and her sisters. Remember this family, the Dillon family. remember Harold and Norma Jean Rawls. I remember my brother Charlie and his wife Jeannie, and Mike Threet, and Buddy Summers, Tommy McCorkle, and Natalie Allred, and Ruth Tidwell, and Lana Donaldson, and Gary Penley, and just on and on and on. There's that list of those. When we were at South Haleville a Sunday, and they were making announcements, I didn't think the announcement maker would stop mentioning people that were sick. And we're all that way. But let's thank God for our health and that we're up and going. Boy, I got a full day today. It's a good full day. One of them's an old doctor's appointment, but it's a good full day. Gonna get to go watch our grandson as he helped coach his Hartselle Tigers tonight. They're playing Muscle Shoals. It's a 7th and 8th grade games, 2 games, and we're certainly looking forward to being with him. Matt's home, and Christy and Russell will be there, and I'm sure Beanie and Margie will be there, and just gonna be a good day. But hope you have a good day. And do remember those that are sick and having difficult times. Thank God for the good health we have. Hey, have a good day. Tomorrow we'll look at another 3 about the Apostle Peter.